Loktar friends. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, everyone's favorite orc warrior, and it's time for another orc mode training session. And yeah, I was tired today. Squats were hard. I actually stopped at 405 today. Still going to go up next week. I stopped at 405 because one, just the total cumulative fatigue was really getting to me today. I still forced myself to get in and train, and I also had some other personal stress bother me this morning, including my internet being out. My internet is still out. It's like 3:15 in the afternoon. My internet's out. You know, people will joke and chime in and say things like, "Oh, you didn't pay your bill?" It's like, no, it literally has nothing to do with it. In fact, I'm not even responsible for my internet bill. That's a totally separate topic. It's actually something I don't actually pay personally out of my own accounts. So someone else actually handles that. So actually, no, that's not it at all. The problem is that I don't know when my internet's going to be back up. My whole street is out. And they've done tons of work down here. It's like just a couple weeks ago, it was down for an afternoon and they had the big trucks out working on the lines and everything. And it's still not up. So that really frustrated me because I got videos done this morning and trying to get my work uploaded and even research to find topics and other stuff, and I don't have internet. I can't do really anything else at home as far as my normal stuff goes. So it just really kind of pissed me off this morning. And that extra stress made training a little more difficult. As you guys saw there, I even had to kind of reset the 405 before I could do it. And it felt heavy enough. I'm like, it was enough to get a training effect. We need to remember right now, 405 is at least equal to, or if not heavier than, my 5 rep max for beltless high bar. So I'm still hitting upper threshold fibers there, and it's the very end of the week. I'll take it. It didn't stop me from doing my pause work. I didn't want to do my pause work today, but I dug in and did it anyways. And just like with the other stuff, I did all my pressing. I decided, I'm just going to do a bunch of deadlift grip work because I need to do something. I know my total cumulative workload is really mounting up this week, particularly since I added a bit of cardio back in, which didn't actually affect my last couple of days of squatting, so that's a good thing. And even today, I don't feel like it affected my squatting today. It's just my cumulative fatigue, stress management, everything else. So I got in and did the pause squats because they have to be done. I've got to get that training volume in. So basically today was basically just a volume day for me. It's what it ended up being because I did a bunch of sets of grip work. But yeah, the pause squats were tough. And like I said, I didn't want to do them. And that's the thing a lot of times with training. People come in and they say, well, I enjoy doing this. This is what I want to do. Well, that's fine if training isn't training for you. Meaning if your goal is to just come in and have fun at the gym, have fun with the weights, and fine, do completely what you want. I mean, I do partially what I find fun. I mean, the deadlift is my favorite exercise. I don't really get to do as much of it as I like. And messing with the hook grip has made it really not very fun anymore. But it's just my favorite exercise. And, if I could just pick one thing that I could do without it beating me up, I would just come in and deadlift all the time. I would deadlift all the time, as heavy as I could, multiple times a day. Sorry, Novus, I'm there with the camera angle. That's what I would do. But, not always what we want to do. It's sometimes what we need to do to reach our goals. There we go. My inflated lat syndrome going there, right? I always hear the jokes about that, and it's like, I hope you guys are kidding. You guys have seen what I lift on various back exercises. No, I actually have lats. I have big enough lats that in spite of me having a body fat over 20% and a fat butt, my lat spread is still wider when I actually have it there than my back, than my butt and my hips. That's saying something when you're as fat as I am. Admit it. Even my haters, you guys have got to be impressed by that fact. So... All right, on to the press here. Instead of increasing today, I decided, since I've kind of gone into a beltless phase of training, I thought I would just take the belt off and see if I could replicate last week's volume work. Right? I did 5 sets of 3 with 195. If I remember correctly, I think that's what I did, yeah. I'm like, well, let me just do it beltless. Instead of a weight increase, let's see if I can hit that without a belt. Sure enough, I did. I got all 5 sets. I got all 5 sets without a belt. nice strong pauses. People over there talking about, well, I overhead press this and I press this. It's like, well, this is a press, guys. See what I'm doing right here? I'm touching my chest. I come to a complete stop. You're standing on your feet. And it has to actually get above your head. An overhead press implies that it goes over your head. Some people might know who I'm talking about. Someone tried to talk smack while they were doing some sort of seated incline that didn't touch their chest. They were seated, and they were pushed so far forward that they were almost at a flat bench angle with their chest. It was close to being flat bench, so we'll call it an incline. And they were talking about how they overhead press more than me. And yeah, sure, it's definitely quite a bit more weight than I overhead press, but it's about the same weight you guys have seen me incline bench at my best while on camera ever. At my strongest, I actually did the incline. So it's like, and he's just doing an incline, and he's not even going all the way down. And then he's using leg drive on an incline bench. They call it an overhead press because he set himself into an incline while with the on the one that's more seated. Overhead pressing, and it doesn't ever go actually above his head. It's above his chest the whole time. It's hilarious, guys. My God. No, guys, this is the press. People call it the overhead press, but yeah, it's just the press, and it's an exercise I think everyone should master. Yeah, I only do it once a week because I built a base enough on it that I can specialize in the things I really need to do more right now. But the press is an awesome exercise. I love this exercise. We fall back into exercises if I just did what I wanted to do, what was fun, instead of having specific goals. I'd probably deadlift and press. Yeah, I do those every day. Wait, I did do that for a little while almost. So I didn't do it every day, but pretty high frequency. Yeah, because those are lifts. These are real lifts. Those are man's lifts. Then I decided to do double overhand work, nothing but double overhand grip. And I went ahead and I ramped up to my 405, and I thought, let me do singles with 405 until my grip starts giving out. So that's what I did. I ramped up like I normally do, but I wanted to just work on my grip today. And even though I'm probably too fatigued to really pull heavy today, this week, on the 6th day, because I've had some issues with deadlifting grip, I'm like, let me just work my grip, and I'll train the movement pattern, right? Because I'm not going to go heavy. 405 is not heavy for me. You guys saw me pull 575 a couple weeks back. This week I pulled 535 a couple different days, 505 on another day with the hook grip, all that stuff. So 405 is obviously not a big deal, but it's good grip training. It's tough to hold on to with double overhand. That was my only really clean one, I think. I think they started getting harder after that. I was having to turn loose of them. So I went ahead and I'm like, let me do as many with 405 as I can actually hold. Let me just go ahead and fatigue my grip out and train my motor pattern a little bit for the deadlift, because it's still a deadlift. In fact, it's similar bar path to the hook grip because it's even loading on each side, and just work my grip a little bit, right? I have tomorrow off to let it recover, let it rest. And, if you want to be an orc, you got to have a strong grip. That's critical to be an orky. I am starting to look a little orky too. Starting to get there. But people saying, when's the DEXA scan? It's due. The DEXA scan's not due for over another month. I don't know where people can't count. I said I'd try to do one every 90 days. Now I would say if people want to donate the money for my DEXA scans, I'd be happy to do more of them, but I'm not paying for them. If anybody wants to donate $100, wants to donate $100 for every DEXA scan they want me to do, they want to do that, and I got to take time out of my day, away from my morning videos, and interferes with my training. So $200, I'll go do extra DEXA scans for every $200 people want to pay for. But if I'm going to take it out of my own schedule and out of my own pocket, I'm going to do one every 90 days since I'm paying for it. And I have to make time to go down there and do it. So that's what we're going to do every 90 days. So you guys have a little over a month left. It's like 5 weeks before you get another DEXA scan. I have no idea what to expect on it. I have no idea how much my body composition's changed. I really don't, but we'll see. So yeah, after the 405 started slipping, I just started doing 375 and did a few more reps with that with holds at the top just to finish my grip off for the day. And I thought, there we go. That'll finish it up. And obviously I'm going to do some face pulls and cheek curls later today because I see make sure those other muscles get work that aren't getting hit with the big three. And that was the end of my training week. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.